Yes, and welcome back. We had promised to have the guests from the Kenya Karen Squash Open, right? And a number of them, I did meet them there, actually all of them, and great to meet them in the field and then talk to them in the studio about what inspires them, their dreams and hopes and ambitions, as well as their failures. Karibuni sana. Muqtadir Nimji, the introduction maybe from my right. Muqtadir Nimji is the reigning Kenya champion and also 8-time Kenya Open champion. He did lose in the finals at the Karen Open. Karibu sana Nimji. And Mr. Mbuvi at the center. John Mbuvi runs at the JB Academy, one of the academies who provided or had players participating at the Karen Open, and the under-19 champion. He's from also this particular academy. That's Daniel Kilonzo. Karibuni sana on the set. Muqtadir, I'll begin with you. Your expectations at the Karen Open, do you think that your performance in the final matched your targets?
I wouldn't say so. To be fair, it's always disappointing when you have to retire due to injury. Mm-hmm. Would have been interesting to see how it panned out from there, because we were 2-2. Mm-hmm. But I think throughout the tournament there are definitely positives I could take from there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just not quite the ending I hoped for.
Mm-hmm. Mbuvi, you providing players kwa hii tournament ambayo pia iko na caliber na iko na it's a privileged tournament. Ilidu nini kwa players wako? How important was it for your players to participate kwa hii Karen Open?
Okay, it was very important for them to participate in the event that was going on at Karen. Mm-hmm. To give those kids exposure. Mm-hmm. And then, they give them, the event gave them the morality. Yeah, I can say that.
Yeah, na Kilonzo, wewe kushinda under 19, how did you feel when you won the title? And ilikuwa yako ya kwanza?
In Kenya, nimecheza matches tofauti. Na nilishinda mbili. Moja nichezea Parklands, nikawin. Hiyo mwisho nimechezea Karen, nikawin. So, na feel tu poa.
Una feel poa. Unafikiria sorry?
Nilikuwa nafanya zoezi mingi, kukimbia. Nilikuwa na train kwa squash kwa karibu 3 to 4 hours. Yeah.
Yes, na labda wewe kushinda unafikiria kwamba ni kitu poa sana kwa jani yako ya squash since uanze kucheza JB Academy?
Sawa.
Wewe kushinda hiyo title ilimaanisha nini kwa muda ambao umecheza squash?
Ilikuwa poa juu nimecheza almost
18 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Nimecheza almost 2 years.
This is almost 2 years na umeshinda title kwa mwaka pili, inamaanisha nini?
Yaani nimewin matches mbili. Yeah.
So what next after hiyo ushindi? After your title ulishinda Karen Open, what next?
Next ni kujiprepare. Kama kuna tournament zingine mbeleni, ni prepare kabisa, ni train ile unajua sasa ndio nimepata hizo moods kabisa. Yeah.
And for Mbuvi, uli identify gap gani ndio ukaanzisha hii JB Academy kule at River?
It's something I've been thinking about it. To give back what I used to do. So nikatafuta court kind of River. It's a place called Portland Sports Club. Kuna court moja hapo. Then nimekuwa nikitafuta rackets.
Watu wangapi wako hapo na una train watu kutoka age gani? Labda wako divided into categories na ni wangapi?
Yeah, I think we are 53, all of us.
53.
The serious one, I have 22. Sasa hao wanaweza cheza hata ndio kwa coach wacheze peke yao. Alafu ile ya chini kabisa yenye nafunza ni miaka 3. Let's say 3.5.
Na target zako labda unafikiria itatimia ni lini na ni zipi?
Okay, let me say this, not only squash alone, but it's somehow it's like an education plus sports.
Wholesome development ya my players, sio?
Yeah. And then now, so what's showing you, I got them from slums, kule deep, kwa slums kule kwa mabati kabisa.
How hard is it for them to make them win?
It's all about recruiting, discipline. Also, and then recruiting her. Imagine okay.
But sasa wanakuja wanacheza alafu pia labda wanaangalia hii game inanipatia hope gani, una convince aje wa stake play kuendelea kucheza.
Okay, I used to tell them this game can take them far, and then they can change. It can change their life. Yeah.
Na labda kufikia saa hii tuseme akina Ronek, Nicole walikuwa kwa hii tournament, what kind of players do you want them to develop into?
I think as many as I can. So because this is what I'm trying to do. I'm combining education plus sports. And you know, si watoto wote wanaweza kuwa warefu kwa darasa.
Sure.
So unaweza kuta huyu mtoto masomo ingii,
usually
ukute kwa sport.
Ndio maana kuna ranking 1 2 3. Unaweza kwa watatu tu.
Ukuta huyu kwa masomo ingii, ukuta kwa sports.
Sure.
Badala aende kwa miandarati.
Unamleta hapo kwa court, kwa squash.
So okay, in education I meet one of my friend called Professor Waema, who I normally used to call him matron of that academy. That academy. Na tutengene nilimuexplainia kanitengenezea court, and then we were like we had the same idea because also he is a very good squash player.
Miaka mingapi sasa uli set up hiyo JB academy lini?
Ni mwaka mmoja hata nusu nje.
Na sasa hivi unapoona kwamba wachezaji wana get exposure inamaanisha nini? Inamaanisha nini kwa hiyo project ambayo ulianzisha?
Inamaanisha kwamba you can go far, mbali zaidi.
Muqtadir, for you coming into this championship, of course you had prepared well. Now, Jay, did you feel like the training that you had been exposed to in the UK played a big role in you going all the way to the final in the Karen Open?
Absolutely, yeah, because when I did train in the UK up until about 2023, I was there for a good 4 years actually. And so the main thing was getting the tournament exposure, playing PSAs while I was there. And that definitely played a big role in this because I had sort of experienced that international level before, although I hadn't played on that sort of stage for a while. But I think in terms of tournament exposure, it did play a big role there.
And for you now, what should come up next? You know, players are chasing Olympic qualifiers. Is that possible?
For me personally, well, it would be difficult. I mean, the Olympics coming up in 3 years, but unfortunately they're only doing a draw of 16. So you're looking at like at least kind of top 20, top 30 in the world within 3 years. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it to there within 3 years, but it's a good step for squash, I think, as a whole.
Yeah, which means that there should be more satellite events for you to participate in.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think I was speaking to Chops about that. He was saying he wanted to organise a couple more tournaments, and I know a couple other people who expressed interest in it, especially after the Karen Open. So yeah, that's definitely the right direction, I think, for squash, having more PSA, especially tournaments.
Yes, and for you now, with the Olympic dream and how it's panning out, I mean, what will be the next championship that will be eyeing?
I don't have one in the near future that I'm looking at. However, it's kind of after July, August sort of time, because I think I'm going to take a couple of months off because of this injury. After that, then I'll be looking at more tournaments. Whether it be here, that'd be ideal for me. But there's also sometimes, for example, I just came back from a trip to India where I played 2 tournaments there. And so if it's like, you know, after July, I see these tournaments popping up, I may travel back to India or potentially UK or somewhere there.
And with squash, of course, involving players covering many kilometers on that court during that short time, right? I mean, what kind of state must a player be in to keep going all through? Sometimes you'll get like it's almost over, but it's not yet over.
Yeah, so they do say squash is one of the healthiest sports because of how many energy systems you have to incorporate into it. Like there's a lot of like anaerobic work, aerobic work that you have to do. You do cover a lot, like you said, you know, in terms of running on the squash court within a short, relatively short period of time as well. It's also a lot of the explosive movements where it's like you have to be really fast for just 3 or 4 steps, you know, and then you have to slow down immediately and then start again. And that stop-start is what makes it quite a difficult sport as well.
How many kilometers do you think you covered during the final game? Thousands, hundreds?
Against Ryan?
Ryan, yeah.
Difficult to tell, though. I have seen a stat of one of the top squash players. They did, must have done this study a couple of years ago, but like in an hour 30 match, he covered about 5 kilometers or so. I don't think I covered 5 kilometers in my match, but possibly within the 3 to 4 maybe kilometer range.
And flexibility, mobility, one of the key aspects or elements players should have. What else matters?
Strength and endurance as well. So like you said, yeah, flexibility, fairly important. You may have seen in the semi-final match against the player from the UK, Charles Keeble, he was doing a couple of splits, quite a few of those. I think Ryan as well, when I played in the finals, must have seen that a couple of times. But more importantly, I think it's just having the muscle to kind of get in and out of that movement fairly quickly, recover fast as well.
Which is that means that it's also a physical sport, though people kind of disregard it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, squash is a very physical sport, to be honest. It's often overlooked because it doesn't have quite the media attention that, especially sports like paddle and tennis as well have right now. But you know, in terms of physicality, it's one of the toughest sports, I'd say, especially in terms of racket sports, at least.
Bhuvi, what other championship maybe do you think that the players, and you see Kinaronek, they came out, Kilonzo's here, Nicole also staking their name out there. Unafikiri itawatake how long ndio labda wafikie levels za NIMG, national level, and also maybe go to the Olympics and carry the nation's flag?
Okay, let me see, like, let's say 1 year. If they are serious, they are. But I think we must.
And what challenges ambazo umepatana nazo, and how have you made sure that despite all that you still go on and run, everything has to go on as planned?
Okay, challenges are there because also you see those kids are from slums. I used to buy them sports shoes, balls, also snacks for them to be able to train hard. Because as I told you, they come from the slums, cool and tiny. So I have to do as much as I can so that they can.
Well, what do you find is the difference kati ya watu wametoka huko na labda wale ambao hukuja current kutrain and all that? What, in terms of mentality and thinking, what do you find? And
I think the difference is there. Those kids from slums,
but you want them to win, right? So how do you make sure that they win?
By training hard, make sure every day they train squash. For those who go to school daily, they used to play on Saturday and Sunday, every Saturday and Sunday.
Matokeo ni part ya lazima?
Matokeo si part ya lazima, sababu unajua sometimes, you know, hata kwa darasa huwezi kuwa na mwenye werefu kila saa. But now I have to put this thing there that they have to attend. Those are not serious, kick them up. The program. I have to be serious because also I want to see results.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So for you, like the program that you're running, maybe the boost from, you know, a donation for the squash court.
Yes.
What else must happen? What else must happen?
Okay, it's all about discipline, because I have someone who, as I told you before, there's a guy called Professor Wahema, who used to do renovation for squash courts, put lights and whatever. So also I have to commit myself when it comes with recruiting, and he also takes some kids to school. So I have to be very serious when it comes with recruiting. So, and when I recruit, also of course, good results come out.
Yes, and we'll talk about how you're a former player and how that has played a big role in you having an interest to the community. Kilonzo, wewe kushiriki kwa hizi championship za current zilikumeka aje better player? Though you won, that means you're the best, but what will you pick positives gani kutoka kwa hiyo tournament?
Kwa tournament, niliona players wengine wako top kuniliko. So kama Ryan, you know, nicheza na yeye akaniona. So najua mimi ni junior player and senior. So kuna tofauti. Yeah.
So yawe kuwa bora sio? Na labda how do you how do you make sure that you win your matches, you know, in terms of attitude na training? What unafanyaga nini?
Mimi ni kutrain tu like kila siku na train. Yeah.
Na Impact JB Academy maybe mali ulianzia ilikusaidiaje kufikia saa hii? Wewe siku ya kwanza uliopata ulishika hivi racket na mpaka saa hii?
You know, the first time at the past hakuna sportsmanship enda, so nikatuna kao.
Unacheza gani? Hakuna yote unacheza?
Kuna but vile nilipatana na East Coast lengani inanifaa.
Ilikuvutia kwa nini at first haraka hivyo?
Ilinivutia sababu ya kuona venye wanacheza, you know. Saa kama football nijaribu niko na siezi. Singekuwa East Coast, so hadi singekuwa. So ningekuwa tu singekuwa sportsman, no?
Yeah. Dreams zako ni gani?
Dreams? Kama hasa nataka nikuwe top
player.
Yeah.
Nini itakufikisha hapo?
Juu lazima ni train, ndatrain kabisa. Yeah. Nitakuwa mwaka ishe target yangu ikuwe juu kucheza.
Yeah.
And cheza international like yeah.
And represent the country kwa Olympics, sio?
Yeah.
2032, sio?
Yeah, hiyo lazima.
Hiyo ushindi yako under 19 una dedicate ya nani? Kwa klabu maybe? Hiyo ushindi yako under 19 Karen Open una dedicate ya nani? Ilikuwa maana sana kwa nani?
Ilikuwa maana kwangu. But ilikuwa tough.
Ilikuwa tough.
Ilikuwa tough.
Kabla hiyo game nini ilikuwa ina work? Kabla ya ushiriki hapo, kwa nini ilikuwa tough? Who made it tough?
Najua anakimbia sana, so tulikuwa tunapelekana tu.
Your opponent.
Yeah. Ilikuwa tough. So lakini mimi nijaribu juu chini. Lakini nilikuwa nimejiaminia. Singechapwa. Yeah.
Asante. Na labda what next sasa? Nini nakuja next kwako?
Sasa hakuna tournament najua iko mahali, so lakini kutrain iko lazima. You under train every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coach, for you as we come to the closure of the show, what now? What's the key thing that makes you go on with running the JB Academy against all odds and producing stars? Maybe people will come one day, wakishaona, you know, like get to the level of ninjas. That's when, but you're here already.
Okay. One thing, when I see them doing well, I feel like I have to push more. Because also we have other kids training somewhere. So I have to push as much as I can. They do much more better. Yeah.
So for your club, if kids are interested from at River, how can they get there? Watu wanawezaje kuja kwa club yako? At River iko wapi?
Yeah, at River iko
club iko located wapi?
Club is in Machakos County. On your way Mombasa Road. There's a place called on your way to Kitengela. Once kuna tunnel hapo on your way to Kitengela. On your right, when you divert on your way to Kitengela, there's a Namanga Road. Hiyo barabara ya Namanga Road. On your right there is a hostel there called Shalom. On your left there is a place called Senior Staff. Portland, go inside there. It's like 100 meters.
That's where you train every day?
Yes. And
especially during the holidays, more packed, too?
Yeah. Let's say weekends. I'm there Saturday and Sunday. And when, in holidays also, I'm there every day. But most of the time, I'm within Nairobi.
Yeah, great.
Stay within Nairobi.
And maybe finally, how wewe kwa mchezaji na Kurani Academy imekuwaje advantage kwako?
Advantage kwangu, okay, I got some people who came and donate to those kids. Nakuja wanasaidia watoto kununulia viatu, boss, and then jobs there, when you get some people from Asif also, they are supporting it. When there's an event, we go there, we play.
Nimji, as we leave, key lessons I picked from Karen Open and how to better your game going forward?
To be honest, I think it's a step in the right direction in terms of pushing squash in the country. I would love to see more tournaments like that, satellites. I think the first one that we had was actually last year, the Kenya Open in August. And so that was, I guess, the start. Maybe a bit too much time in between, but if we're able to, like, you know, continue pushing this on a month or every 2 months sort of basis, I can definitely see a lot more push, a lot more motivation as well from squash players within Kenya and that sort of thing, because, like, especially for the juniors, like, I saw the juniors playing there myself, and it's like the amount of, you know, love they have for the sport while they're playing the tournament. It's like, yeah, I want this to happen again so I can play again. And it's fantastic to do that for the kids as well. Just keep bringing it up that way.
Great. Hope to see you again at maybe the league also should resume. A number of clubs should also take up the queue and begin the league. But all the best. Thank you so much, Nimji, for making your time. Coach Mbuvi and Daniel Kilonzo as well. It's been a pleasure hosting you, especially after watching you battle on the courts, right? And more to come, right? And maybe, who knows, the Olympics could be happening in 2020, not too far. Maybe something might happen along the way. But thank you. That was, of course, talking to Nimji, the Kenya one in squash, and Coach Mbuvi, and under-19 champion Karen Squash Open, Daniel Kilonzo. Up next is all about the fan zone, talking about the transfers and the looming UEFA Nations League final tomorrow. That's on the international scene. So a little bit of your time, stay with us for that.